Okay, I'm now going to play the first turn for the China team. I'm going to click on Start Game. I'm going to do my Joint Capability card selection. I'm going to click a Shang-class submarine to put on the game board. From an attachment standpoint, I'm going to use the HQ9. Now, I do want to point out a difference. Note that HQ9, it says attachment. It requires a friendly, a long-range strike, and a ground unit. So I do know that I have a long-range strike. Let's look at the HQ16. Note how it says friendly, intercept, and ground unit. I want to point out that in this first scenario, the Luzon Pass scenario, the China side does not have a ground air defense unit. So you do not have a unit you can actually attach this to. So pay attention to the order of battle that you have and make sure that you actually select capabilities that you're going to be able to employ. Another example here is the combat air patrols. This one is going to reveal enemy in a C hex. So this is for revealing naval units. And the U.S. side in this first scenario doesn't have any, except unless they happen to choose like a submarine, which I'm not sure that this is going to detect, or a transport unit. So some of these have less capability than others to be employed in this first scenario. They are going to be useful, however, in other scenarios. So I'm going to use the DF-10 longsword. I can attach it to a ground fires unit. So I'm going to add that one. And then I need some reveal cards. So I'm going to use the human intelligence. That's two. Actually, the social media exploitation is a little bit better. Reveals 5 units. So I'm going to add that. Okay, that's now at 3 units that are at 10 points total. So I'm going to end the buy phase, holding down that left mouse button. Now I'm going to do a quick starting setup here. Let me put my Shang-class submarine onto the game board. I left click it, hit selectable, click the hex, hit select, and now I'm going to move my naval units. And because the object of the game, this first scenario, is for the China team to get its naval units across this red line, you want to get across that line. I'm going to get a little bit of a head start on movement, and again, left click and hold. And because when you move a stack, it's one action point to move a stack, there is an advantage to stacking some of these together, and that simplifies some of your movement options. So I'm going to move them over here to the left, trying to keep a little bit of distance from the ground units. And then I do have this fires unit. I'm going to move back from the front line, and I'm going to move my ground units forward. Let's see, that's my deception. Let me zoom in a little bit more. So I've got the logistics over here. I'm going to move it back. And let me take this fires unit, move it behind the front lines. Let's move him forward. Is it going to let me move him here? Yes. Okay, this will be slow going through here, but I'm going to attack. My plan is I'm going to attack this direction. And assuming that they've done, well, I know what I did as the opponent here. I've concentrated here on the left. But I'm going to put these units on the front line. And let me spread these guys out a little bit. Okay, so now I've got my starting lineup. And I am going to put one of these military deception because these absorb the first hit. I'm going to put one with one of those fires units. But this logistics unit is really important. So I don't want to. I got 2 of them here. I'm going to keep those protected. So I'm going to expose 1 fires unit. And in fact, I'm going to move this one over here to the right. So I've got a little bit more range coverage with my fires units. Okay, I have now set up my red forces. So I'm going to proceed to the attachment phase. I do have this DF-10A longsword. I click selectable. And note it's showing me these 2 units that I can select. I'm going to put it here in the middle with this one and hit select. All right, it added the additional fires capability to it. So now I'm going to end that stage. The PLA and MC has the initiative, so I'm going to go first. I'm going to hit confirm, and now it is my turn. Now I can decide which task force I want to play first, and then my opponent is going to be able to play. So the Beijing is the naval, is the purple, and then the blue, the Shanghai, is the ground. I'm going to move my naval one first, so I select Beijing, I hit confirm, I hold down the left mouse button, and now I can move this Beijing task force. Now, keep in mind, I have 3 action points to play. So I can move and fire. I can play a card. Let me play the social media exploitation. I'm going to click it, hit selectable, and now it's going to highlight. I can reveal up to 5 units. So I'm going to click this one and that one, that one. That's 3, and then we hit one of these out here on the island, 4 and 5. I'm going to confirm my selection by left mouse click. And now there's a die roll over here that's going to occur. You can see in the action log the card rolls. I had a couple successful and 3 that were not. So let's go back and look at what I revealed here. So I found this air defense and fires. I can see it's got a little bit of both. And I revealed that fires unit, but everything else failed. So I had 5 attempts and I found 2. All right, so I have used, that was my first action, was playing that card. Now I'm going to take a fires action here, and I left click on the Shang, and I'm going to go after this fires unit. So I left click on the Shang, and then I left click on this 2-1 Charlie, and you'll see this commit box show up, and it's asking me how many salvos I want to fire against this 2-1 Charlie. So I'm going to I'm going to commit all 4. And actually, no, I'm going to go 3 and I hit commit. Okay. So now the red initiate button has appeared, but don't press it yet because I'm going to see if I can add to this with another fires unit. So I'm going to click on my Type 55, and you'll note the range here. This call out box appeared on the left. I can hit anywhere on the map. It's this 999 number is the range for this long range strike. So I'm going to try to add to this action, and I'm going to commit. Let's go ahead and commit 3, and then let's also see about striking the air defense unit just because. So I'm going to commit 3 there, and it looks like I did not actually commit the other one. Let me try this again. And I'm going to go after this one. There we go. So it did. It just wasn't showing it. So you can see now from that unit, and this is my second unit, right? So by committing the submarine, that was one action, and then committing my Type 55 destroyer was another. So my action points are now at 0. These were my 3 actions. I played the card to reveal, I played the submarine to strike, and I'm playing my ship here. Now, I did make a little bit of a mistake here. I should have gone ahead and moved my stack of ships because you can move and fire, but I did not. So I'm just going to commit this. And at this point, there's nothing else I can do. So I'm going to hit the initiate. And now it's going to fire. And you'll see that the defense actions are automatically occurring. And so let's see what we did. So out of all those fires, I ended up scoring 1 hit on this air defense, and everything else got intercepted. If you want to look at the action log, you can go over here and see what happened with your die rolls and with the intercepts, and it gives you that rundown in the action log. So you do have to commit some force in order to get through some of these intercept actions. You'll see I'm now down some on my Type 55 destroyer. That's these black marked out are my expended, and my submarine expended 3 of 4. So that was a pretty heavy commitment. Oh, look at that, and it let me move it. Is it going to let me move this? Yes, okay, good. Okay, you can go back after initiating the fires action. You did pay for the ability to move these units. So I'm going to move this stack, and I'm just going to left click, and it moved the stack. on these, and I moved the submarine. So you can do the movement after the fires action, as I just did. All right, I'm going to now end the turn. I hold down the left mouse button, and it is now the opposing player's turn.